We are here now in saan to? What the name of this place, my love?
Jamestown.
Oh, Jamestown. Huh? Oh. Yeah. Ito. Mag-i-explore muna kami. Ayan.
Sige na kumalik ko parang kanlaya mo.
The Atlantic Ocean in that ship? Did you cross the ocean in that ship?
Pirate ship. Mura.
Sobrang init.
You just stand right here with Jovic and I can get a picture.
Okay.
Di ka initan mo? Ano? Kaya wala may ka ng...
Yung ginat, anday ka?
Kaya wala may mo...
Oo niya, gusto pa niyo ang suot.
Wala mo kuning suot.
Dahil nga to. Kuan, shade. Rag dili lalaki akong anak ko eh. Kuha sa shade oh. Ang silong.
Either shut it down halfway, and then you'll hear it fixing it once it stops.
I'm going to take your pictures here.
Come on, Jovic, let's crawl on.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is around 21 mid total.
Oh. Hulog akong sipi.
Still the 3 ships that came over in 1607.
I think they were crazy to take this one.
It will be rough. Maybe the least crowded though. So they have more room to actually move around, kind of on top deck, that sort of thing. It's gonna bomb like a cork, that's for sure.
Wow.
Would you take this across the Atlantic?
Really? This one?
Yeah, this one came all the way across the Atlantic.
Before, but not.
In the 1600s, yeah.
Uh-huh. So you mean this is the real one?
It's
Of course.
it's a replica. The real one is somewhere in the mud of Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
It would be rough. Like even getting off the islands along the way, they probably have more room on this ship, and it's gonna be rough. This is gonna bomb like a cork.
Ang hulog ka mo.
Awesome. And you listen to the ship. We actually have the tiller, it's in the ferry back on the other side.
Was there still like a pirate people in here?
Yep. That's exactly what these guys are worried about when they're going through there. But thankfully, Christopher Newport, who was captain of the Susan Thompson, he'd already been a privateer stealing Spain stuff in the Caribbean, so he knows where they're going to be. So he's able to actually invade and go to smaller islands where they don't have settlements just yet. See, this is water out of the ship that leaks down there.
This works for two things. It catches rainwater and it protects you from the sun.
Yours probably wouldn't be that nice, but they would have something similar when they're docked. Probably made a sail. And when they're underway, they wouldn't have anything like this up.
How you doing?
Good.
Jovi, can I get your picture there?
Okay.
Against the ship.
That's where you have about 12 colonists staying for a day.
Thank you.
How about you?
You're so long suffering.
How about you?
How about me?
Yeah, I'm going to take you pictures then.
For more discovery. That is true. You're one, you can work in
Okay.
Sadly, no. We have to have harnesses and all things like that, and then you have to be part of this like state employee or volunteer to do that. But how old are you?
8. China.
Got about 8 or 9 more years. Then you can volunteer on the ships and be able to do that.
You can move to Virginia.
Yes, do it. It'll be awesome.
Pennsylvania doesn't have these.
So how would they get down there? They're so scared.
They're using ladder. So probably for this one, a rope.
You want to see the other one?
Shade.
I want you to notice a couple things on the style of ships. Look where the bow is. Which mast is higher on that ship? And which mast is higher on this ship?
This is the higher one. My sweet, I'm going to take your pictures here. Yay! Nagka pala ako ng video.
It's a ferry.
Sobrang init.
Hanggang balik na ta.
But I think they're hearing full or
That was the latest in modern convenience.
Tapos kung uban ka pa man, na-shade sa sulod. Tingnan.
We explored all these rivers, all the way up to Richmond, the Tappahannock, to Fredericksburg, Tucson, Annapolis, Baltimore, all the way up there. See, we were way up here in Ocean City.
Yeah, have a
In
long
Ocean
drive.
City, then we came across here, then we came all the way down, and then cross over into Hampton.
Bili mo na kami ng drinks. Okay, let's shall go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go.
See, the last time I was here, the people that were dressed up, they had to act like they were living in 1607. No matter what question you asked them,
Yeah.
they spoke in Old English, and they gave a 1607 answer. Like they would ask you what that thing is, and you're holding in your hand.
Oh. Nakakapagod, sakit sa paa. Nakapagod kahapon. Kahapon pa kami lakad doon sa Ocean City. Ay, sakit na lang pa ako eh.
Is it like for like fires?
Yeah, you stick your rifle
Yeah.
out it, and you shoot without exposing yourself.
Really?
The Indians had bows and arrows. They had rifles.
Oh, yeah. Walking, walking, walking.
Ikon ka,
Sa
full.
diha, kaya nakuha ako video kasi dira na ito eh.
Ngayon, nagta din mo.
Tere. Siya, ayaw din. Tapos, ano?
Matlig mo yung piling nga ba?
You see the style though of
Uh-huh.
the beams and then you have well, it's sort of like a plaster, but they call it mud daub. And you fill it all in. That was their meeting hall and church. They
Yeah.
had a couple of bells.
But how about this one? This one.
That would have been stables, I would say.
Okay ka ma? Ma? Ibutang di ang sabon na i-itsa.
I grew up 8 miles outside of Boston.
There's no history up there.
I like it.
How are you guys today?
Good.
Tired and
Tired and happy.
So, anytime, and what would you grab for that? Okay. Tallows like wax. I want something tougher than wax. They certainly had resin. Any ideas?
Well, you could
Same
you
stuff
could
on
take
that roof
tree
over there?
sap.
Very good. This is a pine tar.
Mhm.
Okay, pine pitch, we can call it. It's not like on the roads because that would kill you. This is a pine sap, and so it's local and it's natural. I get to call it organic. Now I can charge twice as much for it. It works well for me. But any questions about leather goods or Jamestown at all?
Well, let's see. The building behind your left, the orange one, was that a communal barn or what was it?
The governor's house.
Communal barn.
No, I think you guys have some good times. What time do you have on your watch?
It is 3:28.
3:28. See, he comes out at 3:30 to do a musket demonstration. If you want to follow him, you're going to see our musket demonstration.
Okay.
That'll work.
Thanks for coming to see me.
I know.
Ito na.
Maak.
Ha? Mari.
Okay. Okay. Rifle demonstration. We're going to the rifle demonstration.
Dili. Marksman.
Tomorrow, do you want to do mostly amusement park ride?
Alright, we're going to get started.
You can step closer if you want.
I will warn you before I actually shoot. So. Alright, so at this point in time, this weapon is now loaded and ready to fire. When it goes off, it is going to be a little loud, so if you aren't fond of loud noises, now it's time to go ahead and cover your ears. Best way to do that is take the palm of your hand and press it flat against your ear. That's going to block out most of the noise for you. Alright? So,
Can I cover my
Judge,
ears?
please! Give, fire. Alright. So, that was a single shot from what is called a excuse me, matchlock weapon. It's called matchlock because it uses a burning piece of rope called a match to ignite and fire the weapon. This match is hemp cord that has been boiled in gunpowder and vinegar for a couple of hours. And when all said and done, it burns very slowly and somewhere around 700 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than enough to ignite gunpowder. But to set this weapon off, what you're doing is you're taking one of the burning ends of this rope and you're sticking it into a pile of gunpowder. All right, now that pile of gunpowder is sitting right here in what is called the pan of the weapon. So when you stick that burning end of the rope into that pile of gunpowder, it ignites. And the heat from that ignition travels through a little hole on the side of the barrel called a vent hole, where it will then ignite the rest of the powder
sitting inside of the barrel and send the ball out of the barrel at about 1,000 feet per second, right? Now, matchlock weapons are super, super simple. I mean, you're literally sticking a burning piece of rope into a pile of gunpowder to set it off. So, there's not that many moving parts on this weapon. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you guys all of the moving parts right now. You ready? That's it. And that's good for a couple of reasons. First off, in terms of production, when you're making this weapon, that means there's not much here that you have to make, which means it's a very cheap weapon to produce, especially in large numbers, say if you were to try and equip a larger army. Second, it's really easy to use. You could hand a weapon like this to someone who's never picked up a gun a day in their lives and have them trained in the loading and firing procedure over the course of an afternoon. Have them master handling the weapon safely and in formation over the course of 2 to 4 weeks, which is not a long time. For comparison, right, who are the English fighting when they get here to Virginia? And what is their weapon of choice? Bow and arrow. In order to effectively use that bow and arrow, a Powhatan warrior had to start training with it from when he's about 6 years old. And he won't hit his peak with that weapon until he's in his 20s. So, 15 plus years of training versus a month. There's a clear winner there, right? And the musket has a couple of other advantages over that Powhatan bow. First of all, the range. Your effective range on this musket is somewhere between 80 and 100 yards, which means you, as an average musketeer, are expected to be able to hit a man-sized target at around a football field's length away. That Powhatan bow's effective range is 40 to 60 yards, which means you outrange them by twice as much. The stopping power on this weapon is also an advantage you have over that Powhatan bow. The projectile fired by this weapon is a solid lead ball, usually about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, so it's not small, and it is traveling at somewhere around 1,000 feet per second when it hits you. It does not matter where on the body it hits you. If it hits you, you're going down and you're done for the day. You aren't getting back up to keep fighting, which is the point, right? On the other hand, with the Powhatan bow and their arrows, there are many documented cases here in Virginia of Powhatan warriors being hit, or not Powhatan warriors, English men being hit multiple times by arrows and continuing to fight as if nothing's wrong. There's one man, George Forrest, who's hit 17 times by arrows, one clean through his body, and it takes him 6 or 7 days to die, right? As opposed to him stop fighting right away. He dies 6 or 7 days later. Right? So again, stopping power is something you've got on your side with this weapon. Now, on the other hand, reloading time is a little bit slow with the musket. As an average musketeer, you're expected to be able to load and fire once every 20 to 30 seconds. In that same time frame, a Powhatan warrior can get off between 5 and 7 arrows. So in a one-to-one fight, you as a musketeer are going to struggle. But that's why musketeers aren't alone, right? Musketeers, that is why you will see them in those lines or blocks, those crazy formations. They're not trying to make themselves one big target. They're trying to maximize the potential of a weapon like this. It's a very team-oriented weapon, and the more musketeers there are, the better it works, right? So everything you need to load and fire this weapon is on this belt here called a bandolier. Each of these little wooden bottles are called chargers and hold 1 shot's worth of gunpowder. It's pre-measured, so all you have to worry about when you're on the battlefield trying to load your weapon is just pop the top open and pour it straight down the barrel. Then you've got this little leather pouch here on the side, which is where you carry your shot of those solid lead balls that you're shooting. Again, those rather large lead balls you're firing. Then here on the side, you've got what is called a priming flask, which carries priming powder, or gunpowder that is a different type of powder from the stuff that's in these chargers. It's a little bit finer, which means it burns faster, and that is where that pile of gunpowder that goes in the pan that I was talking about at the beginning comes from, right? So at this point in time, I am going to go ahead and load this up, run through the loading procedure while I'm doing it, and then fire it one last time for y'all. All right? So, in loading this weapon, the first thing that you have to do is take some powder from your priming flask and fill up the pan about halfway, 3/4 way of powder. Then go ahead and shut that pan, blow it off, flip the weapon over to make sure there's no loose bits of powder sitting on top that might set the weapon off early. Cast the weapon about your body. You're gonna take one of your chargers, pour the entire thing down the barrel. Take one shot, throw that down on top of the powder. Draw your scouring stick, ram it all down so it's packed nice and tight at the bottom of the barrel. You turn your scouring stick, bring the weapon up, separate the match and the weapons so they aren't tangled. You're going to take one end of your match, blow on it to make sure it's still hot, then set it into the serpentine, which is this curve for the weapon right here. Test it to make sure it's bringing that match right down to the center of the pan. And at this point in time, you are loaded and ready to fire. So once again, if you aren't fond of loud noises, now's the time to go ahead and cover your ears. Present your piece. Give fire.
Wow,
Alright,
that's
that's
too
going to
loud.
wrap up this musket demonstration. So if you guys have any further questions, feel free to come up and ask. If not, let you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
What time is it now?
20 minutes before 4 o'clock. You can just walk back through the gallery and
Okay.
get in the car.
Okay.
Ay, sa likod mo. Oh. Asan yung putong mo? Wana din.
Ayan, so for hindi kami nakakuha ng video sa loob kay bawal. So dito na lang sa labas.
Ipakita ang tong.
Ay, nawalan ako ng ganang magsalita ng masalita dahil pagod na pagod ako.
Crazy when you think that this entire continent started right here.
Atong kapital mga flag mo. Na,
Ang ansa?
atong kapital.
Want me to bring the car to you?
No, I'm good. I can still walk.
Ah, tugnaw na. Tugnaw na.
We're almost there, right? I think you too, my love. It's hard for you to walk.
It is.
Yeah, because of you.
Tugnaw mo na. Ano. Wala nang tugnaw sa kon. Yung mo nang gi-absorb tanan.
Ayan, malapit na kami sa sasakyan. Oh my God, nakakapagod. Diyos ko. Ayan. Thank you. Bye.